If you remember,
Mhm.
the party stopped and there were no more people around you. It was just you and the provost, and the sound of a ticking clock in the distance. You follow the provost into a study. A thin layer of dust lines the room, save for the desk, which is cleaner than the rest. This tall man with a kind smile and faint beard, who by all outside appearances look human, if it wasn't for his large pair of horns pointed upward. He offers you a chair, himself walking across the room and grabbing one for him, putting it catty-cornered from you.
Leah would wait for him to sit down first, but then she would sit down.
He would.
Okay.
Firstly, this is not some test nor hard lesson other staff here would offer. I am simply here about your future.
My future. I'm interested to hear what you have to say. I'm here for my future too.
Ahead of you is a fork in your road. I was hoping this decision would happen later than it has, but for that I am sorry. He points to one of his many rings on his finger ahead of him, and in front of you are two images of yourself, older and rendered in great detail. In one, you stand tall. With your age came grace. Every muscle accounted for in your posture. You hold a long sword, glowing with red runes across the brilliant silver blade. You wear a brilliant blue uniform sparkling with flecks sewn into the fabric, creating the illusion of you wearing the stars themselves. You look focused, face devoid of emotion. And in his other hand, you are flying in the air with an avian fury, your face in a wide, jubilant smile, your eyes glowing with a radiant gold. You wear a fiery red leather armor with vials of crimson liquid attached around your waist. You hold no weapon, but your entire body is covered in beautiful golden symbols as you attack an imaginary foe with sharp talon alone. Your older features settled in this lean, muscular visage.
Leah definitely seems interested. She probably has a kind of confused look on her face as she's looking at him and as if to say, "All right, continue." Just like say what you're really saying. Like, okay, so like, all right, so are you offering these futures now, or what do you what do you hope to accomplish by showing me these possibilities? I'm interested.
In a sense, what I want for all of the students here at Strixhaven, for each of them to have a brilliant and bright future, no matter what path they choose. Certain actions have had to increase your timeline, let's say. I am not offering you grandeur or anything such as that. I am simply offering you, right now, asking where you want to be.
You say that where I'd want to be, which one of these, but you're only showing these two choices like they're the only two choices. There's I don't inherently see either as right or wrong, upstanding or evil, good or bad. But you seem to. So what are you here to warn me against?
In a sense, nothing. There's not a right or wrong future, but if you don't decide which future you would like to go down now, there is no for sure way of knowing how the future of everyone will play out. But these are not the only two possible futures, as he takes both images away. There are others, but these would be the two most preferable, I'd say. You are at a time in your life, in your journey, where you're going to make very important decisions. All of you are. And based on those decisions, will either lead the world in new, great magnitudes that it hasn't seen before, or diminish without so much of a spark. Now remember, just because you choose a path doesn't mean it will always be. You may go down one road and decide to choose another. It's not set in stone until it has been.
So then, man, prophecy really doesn't fit in with me well. Why? But then why show me this unless you're seeking to influence the outcome? You're showing me the two that you think are best, most apt, but or most probable. But like, what's your motivation for doing this? Like, why me?
To that, he kind of laughs to himself.
Like you've gotta like by aren't you like aren't you influencing the future by trying to show and set us down these different paths? I'm sure you're meeting with many of the others around and doing the same or similar. I don't know, but like, why are you trying to tell me this? Why do you want one of these futures?
I'll tell you that after you make your choice. And he holds up the two images again.
I want to look into each of the futures closer. I want to see what all like sure they're centered on her, but like what more information can be gleaned from them?
So the images that are emanating from his ring. It's not like he's showing you a prophecy of the future. He is showing you You would recognize this as like an illusion of some kind from pre-existing knowledge. He is generating these from essentially a minor illusion. The images themselves only show you. They don't show anything in the immediate vicinity or area. They are three-dimensional. In the first one, I said before, you are wearing this brilliant blue uniform with a silver blade etched with runes. Looking closer at the uniform itself, it doesn't seem to be anything too familiar. And in the second one, the one where you're flying through the air, you would notice you are not wearing any of your silver bracelets.
I do look good in blue. And like she's not choosing that, but she wants to immediately see if he has any reaction to that.
He laughed a little bit.
She's doing her best for a 10 intelligence to try and read this grand level 20 wizard.
Yes, fair. So what do you want to do? Do you want to are you trying to perceive something in this? Are you trying to intuit something from these two images? So what are you attempting to do with looking closer at these?
I am wanting to try and I want to figure out what game he's playing, because he's definitely like, to Leah, this is weird. Like, on what, like just kind of on a meta level, like,
yes, this is year one of college. The owner of the college comes to you and says, "Hey, where do you see yourself in 5 years?"
like no, like that part's kind of normal, but then it's like he's like, all right, so I've got career path A and career path B. You've got to choose one now. Sorry, that's just kind of what it is, and I think one of them's the right answer. Like, I know he said that this isn't a test, but like, this is 100% a test. Like Leah would be a little bit taken aback because she hasn't really had to make any choices for herself.
And Leah Pembroke, you take a look at this situation and at how he is not pushing one of these two on you at all. And I think it like really hits you. This is one of the first times an instructor or anyone has offered you a choice in something that has a big impact on you and your future, where they don't have a agenda that they want from you to make.
And that just straight up does not make sense to her.
Yes.
Yeah, no, like, she's used to being given quote unquote choices where there absolutely is a right choice, a wrong choice, and a path that people want her to take. And she's used to just kind of figuring that out and just kind of going with it.
Yes.
This makes no sense. So like she's staring, she's looking around, she's trying to read him, trying to read the situation as best as she can. Her reaction would probably be, I don't know, that one, and she just points to the one with the blue.
All right, very well.
Like literally the most indecisive answer she can possibly give.
Yeah, absolutely.
A little bit arrogant, like she doesn't like on one hand, she's not taking this seriously, but on the other hand, she's confused and doing her best to make sense of it
Yeah.
in a way that would make sense to her. And she just doesn't trust this guy.
No?
She respects him, but she doesn't trust him.
Fair. As you make your choice in that manner, he says, "So this is who you would rather be of these two." And he holds out the blue image to you.
I don't know. I think I'd rather be me. But
Well put. And he takes both images away and he says, "You ask me what I get out of this decision and what I stand to gain from showing these choices to you." He looks at you with a completely blank expression. No emotion or feelings tied to it at all. And he says, "It's because I want to live." And Leah, you blink and you are no longer in the mansion anymore.
Mhm.
We see the provost take a deep breath and sit down in a chair, leaning back in it, face towards the ceiling, grabbing the bridge of his nose. We see a large, shadowy figure disappear from a door frame before he looks quickly and with a face of rage, he says, "Fuck off." Leah, you blink,
Okay.
and you are now in a neat and orderly room, wall to wall with shelves containing plane spheres.
Mhm.
Across a large desk lined with stationery at perfect right angles, separated perfectly from papers, writing utensils, and a single carved wooden bird statuette, is Occam C. Derillium, the Dean of Profection and Training. The plane spheres around the room show a multitude of images, some large rural towns, some completely underwater, others a castle set into the side of a mountain. Quickly, Derillium, a moon elf with long, straight silver hair and dark blue and black silken robe, with a short white scarf, acknowledges you.
Mhm.
"It seems for the next 6 hours I am to be your tutor. This kind of tutoring seems to be up to my discretion, and so we don't waste each other's time, what is it you can do?"
Leah's still a little bit reeling and confused from meeting with the provost.
Mm-hmm.
What is that I can do? I perform. I can dance. I put on shows and acts. And with that, I can hold my own in a fight.
I
I
see.
can stay out of the way of anything that you throw at me.
Very well. Let's do some more hands-on observation. Occam stands from his desk and grabs one of the globes on his shelf and bids you to touch it.
I want to look into the globe first before I do anything.
Into the globe, you see a square training ground. It is a smaller plane sphere. There are miscellaneous archery. There's an archery range, dummies, a track around, some poles sticking out of the ground, as well as roughly 9 or 10 different floating squares around the encompassing globe.
Okay. She would reach over towards him with that. Once again, because she's a little bit hesitant here. Once again, because she's had one good plane sphere experience and one that was not as expected.
Totally fair. Okay. And as you touch it, you immediately get warped into this outside training ground. All around you, you see close up now what was inside the sphere itself. This also may look familiar if you.
I recognize exactly what it's from. Yeah.
Yeah. For those who don't know, this is from a past D&D session when Andrew was DMing and I was a wizard with a sanctum spell. I forget what this was. I think no, Magnificent Mansion.
Yeah. You had the training ground on top.
Yeah. All right. All right. So show me some things. You can do your performance. You may attack a dummy, fly, your choice.
Oh.
He stands back and waits.
Leo would kind of look around the area here. Do they have, swords and such, just kind of like
Yep,
stashed?
they do indeed.
Okay. Hey, that one there on the table's kind of like hers. Kind of. It's a bit longer. It's got that extra bit in the center, but it's kind of like it. So she'd find a decently balanced longsword. I think that one, that specific one, would be too big for her.
But easily enough, there are some decent ones of your size near the bottom part here. You get a good heft to it. It is made out of fine steel.
Okay. She would pick that up. And is there another one that's similar?
Yes, there are many ones that are fairly similar to it on the ground.
Okay. She would pick up both of them. Two long swords.
Okay.
And then she would kind of head back towards Occam.
Okay.
And when I do what I do best, when I put on a show and such, it's never just me. And she offers him a sword.
All right. He would take the sword.
Okay. And so,
It's also at this point, just before you get into it, you would notice his two scimitars at either side of his.
okay.
Just quick note.
Yeah. Oh. Leah's kind of attitude is, I'm not doing this alone.
Yeah, totally fair.
You want to see what I have? Go ahead and test. But like, she's not saying that. She's just trying to kind of like saying it with body language, just like I'm. I'm at my best when I'm outperforming everyone around me.
All right. He will take up a sword and get into a ready sword stance. He
Okay.
is crouched low, but sturdy.
All right. So I guess is this the part where we roll initiative?
Yeah, I suppose. Let's roll initiative.
I feel like this wasn't what you were anticipating, but
I wasn't, but I'm into it. Okay, first one's you, second one's him.
oh, that's why I stepped aside. I was grabbing dice.
Oh, okay, cool. Never mind. In that case, I'll just take the first one as him.
All right. That is a 24.
Okay, he got a 9.
All right.
Okay. What'd you say you get again? Sorry.
24.
Okay, you will go first.
All right. Bonus action. I'm going to use my transformation. So she's gonna kind of pull out the wings. Yeah. And just kind of get ready. Kind of keep them kind of tucked back. So like if he goes like tries to, like she's not 100% familiar with what his fighting style is, and so like if he decides to like try and wrestle her, like kind of go for that. So she wants to kind of like maintain a bit more of a low profile just until she can start kind of getting a feel for his rhythm. So that's bonus action. She's going to kind of circle around a bit, and if she can find a small bit of a weak, like maybe vaguely weak spot, she's going to try and do a quick attack to kind of just to kind of test the waters and see what's going on. See what's like, get a feel for his responses, I suppose. So that's going to be a 14 on the die, plus 7. All right. So that's going to be a 21 to hit.
A 21. Okay, here's what happens. You're circling him, and you see what you think to be a weak point in his stance, and immediately go for the swing. Confident, you put your full heft into it. And with one hand, he simply puts out his sword and blocks you.
Okay.
As he goes in for a hit himself.
All right. Ooh. Dang. That's...
will I think about a 30 hit?
Yes, it will.
The back of the pommel hits you square in the stomach, knocking wind out of you as he takes 2 coordinated steps back and is in a ready position once again.
Okay. Leah kind of takes it. It's all right. And then she kind of deep breath, holds it, bonus action, Crimson Right, and the blade kind of sparks with electricity up and down. And she immediately, like he went low that in that way. So she's going to kind of pull up on his left side, swinging around, and then just go for a slash up the middle. Pull that. And that's gonna be definitely not enough. I don't think. I think that would be a 13, so probably not.
What happens is you go in for the attack, and as part of the end of your turn and the start of his, he will all of a sudden disappear into a thin mist. And as you swing up, and now without hitting him, and your sword is in the air, from behind, Occam uses his own sword to hit down behind you, bringing you to your knees and thrusting the long sword in your hand into the ground, dispersing some of the lightning.
Ooh, okay. All right.
And with another back pommel, he hits you in the back. All of his hits aren't really doing any permanent damage to you.
Like Leah wasn't really going for like on one hand, she wants to show herself and kind of like she wants to kind of show off a little bit, but at the same time, she does realize that this is not a good fight for her.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, like she needs to play off of somebody else in order to like show what she can do.
Absolutely.
All right. So we're gonna go ahead and bonus action. I'm gonna mark him and amplify it.
Okay.
So yeah.
Can I ask a question?
Oh, wait. Oh, okay. So I have to attack first and hit him. Never mind. I can't.
Oh, fair.
Quite.
Have you used your hemiocraft before? This point, I forget.
No.
Okay.
No, I haven't.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure.
So I'm gonna. Okay, so that's gonna basically be my intent. I'm going. So I'm going to. So he's kind of got me down. You know, he came down behind me. He kind of grounded the sword a little bit. My goal is I'm going to kind of kick out at him and kind of go for like a wild, slightly wild, kind of round slash back towards him. Basically, kind of doing a 180 kind of.
Okay.
Trying to kind of whip around.
Roll the hit.
That is not good. That is not going to hit. It is a miss. Just straight up. It's worse than the last one, but not a critical fail.
He definitely just like takes a step back, looking at you. It's like, with moves like that, I don't know exactly where to start teaching you. All your movements should be thought out and perfectly idealized before you even attempt them. Wild moves like that have no chance on attacking me. And with that, he goes in for a hit himself, but it is a feint, as he once again uses Misty Step to get beside you and goes for another attack.
Okay.
No. Does a I think like 18 hit?
That would be her armor class.
Okay. You then get sideswiped slightly as the longsword gets plunged further from your, essentially scratching your cheek as it goes across. He is now holding it at your throat.
Okay. She looks at him, genuinely frustrated. And with that, could I have him make a strength saving throw, please?
Oh, absolutely. Ooh, that's not good.
My DC isn't high, but it is strength.
I think he's gonna get a 6.
Well, hey, that's worse than my save DC, so he gets pushed 15 feet back as I gust of wind him away.
Okay. As you do this, you push him back. He is surprised by this. However, he keeps his posture and his blade at the ready the entire time, still facing you. So he gets pushed back and knocked to one knee, but he still looks... He's almost dancing to your blade, to your attacks. Like, it all looks choreographed. Like, he has done this hundreds of times before.
And you said he had kind of taken Leah's sword, or is just kind of down?
No, your sword is currently just plunged into the earth.
Okay, she's gonna stand up straight and pick it up. That's her action to gust of wind.
Mm-hmm.
I suppose she'd maybe then... She'd probably fly up about 5 feet, just a little bit, just to kind of start being a little bit more showy, I guess. And to make it a little bit harder for him to just immediately come at her midsection.
Fair enough. He will... Oh yeah, that's good. You see him noticing this, puts the longsword closer to his side as he runs from one of these sticks to the other. Eventually jumping off and slashing at you.
Okay. I should mention that since he's in the gust of wind and failed his save, every foot of movement costs 2 feet, so he's a little bit slower.
Yeah. That's
fair. Yeah, it would be 15 feet technically to come at me, so
yeah,
he should be able to make it because I didn't really step back.
You see him actually use your gust of wind kind of to his favor. Instead of standing perfectly upright on each of these poles, he kind of leans towards your wind, and using that gets a bigger jump force. And he will again swing at you.
Yep, that's gonna hit.
And back of the blade, he is going to not do any damage, but he is going to, there it is, push you downwards onto the ground with him.
Okay.
And he once again hold his sword to your throat. He'll stand off to the side here, avoiding the major gust of wind. Well, you have shown talent. I will give you that. You see, like, at the mention of just, like, talent and everything, he kind of grimaces a slight bit.
Like Leah's genuinely frustrated with how this has been going for her.
What can I say? He's a really high level ranger.
He's a ranger. Interesting.
Yes.
Because I had him pegged as a wizard, but
He is not a wizard.
interesting. Okay. Like, yeah, Leah is genuinely annoyed at him, and so, but like she respects him, but at the same time,
Mm-hmm.
she was thinking that she was going to be a little bit more in control of this situation.
Yeah.
And so,
So, he will put the longsword away, and he won't offer you.
she would kind of break her stance as well, kind of.
Very well. He will kind of just walk past you as you're on the ground. He's not like offering you a hand up or anything, as he takes your sword as well and puts it back neatly in the.
Even if he did offer her a
place.
hand up, she wouldn't have taken it. So
Perfect. All right. So there are some points to work on. Your stance is atrocious. You rely on your wings perhaps too much during battle for balance. And most succinctly, when faced with an issue you have no knowledge on or are falling behind on, you are relying on your base urges. I would work on those first of all, but a way to mitigate those as of now is some speed training. Your attacks, while forceful and heavy, lack a certain zeal, a speed. They are easy to predict and dodge. So,
and I mean,
Yep.
just in the meta, like that kind of makes sense because once again, she did like as part of with her dance stuff, stage fighting. It's all choreographed.
yes.
Like you have to be able to tell from far away kind of what's going on. So like, yeah, she's proficient. She can do stuff, but like an actual trained soldier, like
Absolutely.
school her. That's basically what's going on.
So, what you will do is run. There's a track on the outer part of this field. I want you to run it.
Okay.
He just looks at you.
I guess she was expecting him to say more, but when nothing more comes, she'd make her way over there.
Okay. So first things first, you start running on this track. And you get to one of these corners. How do you turn this corner? While you're running.
She takes a little bit of an arc around. So instead of going like straight to a corner, she'd probably jog 2 squares diagonally or 2, maybe 3 squares diagonally.
All right.
Just to kind of, yeah.
Right after that, he tells you to stop. So, first off, your posture and your running stance are awful. Work on using your hips and legs to more efficiently run. Don't be afraid to lean more forward if you're giving it more power. Also, when you take a turn, do not slow down or necessarily make the arc you just did, as it wastes time. To be more efficient, you will want to essentially use an arc of your own weight to shift from one direction to another. Like so. And you see Occam demonstrate a run and plant his hand in the ground on a corner. And it essentially shifts his weight in an arc to move with essentially the same amount of speed forward. Do you understand?
I think. I guess so. She's gonna try and do what he did.
Okay. Go ahead and make a dexterity check.
Okay. Just straight dexterity. That's a 13 plus 5. That's an 18.
18. Okay. With an 18, you take just like one attempt and you get a fairly good arc. You're actually kind of surprised at yourself. You do hit the wall, but you keep running at a very good speed. It does take some time to get used to, your gravity sort of shifting in your internals as you do this again and again.
Like usually when like she has to go somewhere fast, she just fly because it's straight line is faster.
Yes.
But yeah. So like she definitely would have had like has her wings kind of folded up. So like she's just kind of doing the normal speed test.
Keep your posture centered. Center your weight. He yells at you as you keep running. And during this training, you eventually get the hang of moving in quick succession, which is what the deal is here. Eventually, you graduate from the track, and your new goal is to essentially run around Occam himself as he attempts to tap you with one of his swords. Not the sharp, but yeah. And during the next 4 or 5 hours, you feel more competent in your weight. You are faster than you were before. You're more lean as far as it is, and it's not a thing that you weren't capable of before. It's you just never shifted your weight this way to do this task, and you get the hang of it fairly quick. Andrew, you may now level up, and I believe you feel free to tell everyone what feat you just got.
Yeah, it's the mobile feat. Yeah. Working with him, like Leah's frustrated. Like she's genuinely frustrated how she was kind of performing with the sword fight and everything. And so like she's carrying a lot of that annoyance, but like she is like with her throughout much of the obstacles and much of the training. And then like she's kind of just fueling herself with that frustration with him, but like she respects it and she's thankful, but at the same time a bit annoyed.
Absolutely. And at the end of this training, Occam will and by the way, during this entire period, he is constantly correcting your posture whenever you even slightly get away from proper form.
And every time she does that, every time he does that, there's a slight extra grimace, like a slight like pause and like internal sigh and just frustration, but like she's done training like this before. She doesn't like it, but like she knows it makes her it's going to help her out. It's going to make her better. It's going to bring her to a better spot, and so she's going to put up with it so that she can learn. She's treating it like it's a new routine that she has, like that she's learning, and so
And this is
Just
the way
getting into her mindset of learning that.
Absolutely. The way Occam's teaching it as well is fairly familiar. He's teaching you like it's a new routine. Albeit instead of completely choreographed, it is set steps that you have to do with each stimuli.
She would have preferred the choreograph.
Yeah.
And I figure that's why he's not doing that, or it's just because he doesn't have that background.
Yeah. So near the end, he will grab those two long swords once again, offer one to you, and get in a stance ready pose. You may...
takes a second to kind of catch her breath, and she'll take it. She'll get ready again.
He's giving you the attack, and you may make this with advantage.
Okay. That's going to be a 15 on the die plus plus 7 plus 8 due to the how long were we training for?
It has been roughly like 5.5 hours since you like first got here.
Out there after it's been roughly, and then
it's been roughly 5.5 hours.
Okay, so yeah, she definitely does not have her bonuses again, so that's fine. So yeah, that's going to be 15 plus 7, 22.
22. A 22 just hits.
Okay. She goes for just a kind of standard, like an introductory move, like just a quick sweep. And I figure he's going to get out of the way, but she's going to kind of catch him a little bit more off guard, and that's more what she was trying to do.
Absolutely. And with these new techniques, you are able to not just put like weight into your sword and your feet. You are able to deftly move through the air, slicing like faster than you ever had before. And you're able to nick him right in his shoulder. It doesn't go through and cut flesh, but you...
She wouldn't be trying to.
Yes. But you get a good cut into his shoulder armor.
And then she would immediately kind of duck back a little bit, waiting for him to kind of move forward. But because mobile feet, he can't take an attack of opportunity against her because she hit.
Absolutely.
So catching him a little bit off center there.
Yes. And as you move back and catch him off guard, you look away to like correctly stance yourself for a second. And ahead of you, he is gone. And then from behind you, he just says, "Well done." Now,
she has a small little chuckle and she's not going to show it, but she's smiling. She kind of shakes her head a little bit.
All right.
And then before turning around to meet him with a kind of little bit more blank, but like, just kind of, all right, ready to go, like studious expression.
He holds out his hand.
She'd take it.
No, I meant for your sword.
Oh, and then just pass over the sword.
He takes it and places both back down at the sort of weapon center. So, our time here is done, but you should keep practicing those methods. He then essentially takes out a globe from his pack, and immediately you both get back transferred over to the main study. So as I said, keep practicing those methods and attempt to use your balance not just in pre-choreographed moves that will not help on the battlefield when any surprise comes your way, but instead practice certain actions that may be useful in miscellaneous opportunities. When a sword hits high, low, middle, behind, forward, and then create a regimen that will use those to your advantage. Understood?
Understood.
You may go. And you blink. And you are now in your dormitory living room next to Geode and a puffy-eyed Azarious. Azarious. You are in Stein's study. An array of incomplete equations and runes cover every wall. Separating you from Stein is a single oak desk in which a thick, spiral-bound book, an inkwell, and a small bowl of hard candy sit. You still have your mask on from the party, and Stein leans back in his chair, takes a deep breath, and slowly from under his desk pulls out an hourglass of blue sand and places it gently between you two. He then slowly takes out his quill and starts writing in his large wire-bound book.
Azarious sits there in silence until he says something.
He will not say anything. He
Okay.
is silent. You are still suffering some damage from this mask. It's not dealing you anything else as of this point.
It's still stuck. It's still stuck on my face. Yeah.
Yes, but Stein does not seem bothered.
I guess after like a solid minute of nothing, Azarious goes, "Am I in trouble?"
He puts down his quill. In accordance with a pact I've made to the provost of this school, for the next 6 hours, or 5 hours and 57 minutes, I am to be your private mentor. I have chosen free study as the lesson of this meeting.
I see.
What this means is for the next 5 hours and 56 minutes, I am here to be a resource for you, to ask any queries, and I will answer them to the best of my knowledge, if I believe it will lead to your betterment. He then goes back to marking something in this large book.
Okay. So he breathed a sigh of relief, realizing that this is unrelated to anything else that was happening. He says, "Can I get this mask off my face? I think it's cursed."
You may.
And then I attempt to take it off.
All right. How are you trying to take it off? Forcing it or using a spell?
Let's see. I mean, I don't think protection from evil and good would even help. I will have. Shoot. Huh. Yeah, I don't got nothing. Okay. So it's doing cold damage, right?
Correct.
How
How it is affixed to your face is that ice crystals are literally essentially binding your skin to the metal.
Yeah, okay. Then that I do have an idea. I I'm going to cast prestidigitation to warm the mask in an attempt to melt the ice crystals as I take it off.
All right. Go ahead and make your choice between strength or dexterity check with
Okay.
advantage.
Okay, so I'm going to do dexterity with advantage. Okay. 2 dice. I rolled an 8 and a 3, so I'll take the 8, adding 2, that's a 10.
10. You are able to get a grip on this mask, and the flame of your prestidigitation helps ever so slightly, but the mask holds tight. You are able to get it off, but it looks like it took quite a bit of skin with it.
Oh, it's those stupid things off my face. I'm going to put it in my bag. I'll deal with this thing later.
Stein grunts and starts writing some more things down.
I ask, do you have any feedback on my thesis? Are you working on that now? Are you still working on that?
He stops. Your thesis, while not meant to determine your standing in the class, it was a test to tell if you deserve to be in it at all, at least for this year. But I will admit you have shown not an inadequate amount of knowledge on abjuration. For theory, anyway. Full marks.
Oh, thank you, sir. He's thinking of more things to say. Let's see, because do I have any of my things, like my books or anything?
You have
I would have brought my spell book with me.
you have all your belongings, yes.
Yeah. I pull out my notes. Well, man, I will say, Jacob, this is a very open-ended situation.
Oh yeah. There's some stuff that's going to happen. It's like essentially he stated for this next period, ask any questions you have on magic, mathematics, and so on, and he will answer to the best of his ability. Yes.
Oh, actually, I do have a question. Would you be willing to sponsor a spell scroll searing club, something like a scribe syndicate, if you will?
For the purpose of trading and borrowing spells and spell books to increase everyone's knowledge on specific spells.
Yes, exactly. I would imagine that there'd be some dues and a treasury, allowing some of the less fortunate students to have the same access to resources as other wizards. Sort of a chance to level the playing field and allow for the most efficient distribution of knowledge.
Let me ask you, why is it you decided to take basic abjuration before completing your arcane basics?
Well, you see, sir, abjuration is, to me, the most important study of magic. Is the most important school of magic.
He's nodding.
So, so much harm can come to persons, if when magic becomes involved. And as you probably have seen, I've had enough of that in my past, and I want to prevent anything like that from happening in the future. And at least for me, I'm on a bit of a time crunch. I want to get through this as fast as I can so I can write my run.
You have shown great aptitude for the work so far. If that is an indication of talent or labor is yet to be seen, is there a reason for your hurry?
Well, as I'm sure you're aware, as you may have saw. Wait, just so we're clear, you did see what happened in my dream, or in that you did see into my mind.
I did, in fact, see into it. However, all memory I have of the occasion has been erased.
I see. Well, that sure does take a load off my back, but I guess if there's anyone I would tell this to, I guess it would be you. A few years ago, I was living on a farm, and for my 12th birthday, my family saved up enough, spent the last many years building up enough fortune to procure a spell book and some costly components for a pearl for identify things like that. And what had happened was, after summoning my first familiar, ecstatic, I go to see what other spells I can cast. And though my memory of it is foggy, I attempted to cast one of the spells in the book that I was not familiar enough with. And the next thing I know, a Cybrex appears in my room. And I, in fear, play dead and watch as my entire family becomes corrupted. And he starts breaking, like his voice starts breaking as he's essentially reliving this. And I spent the next few years completely destitute. And through the efforts of a few kindly librarians, I was able to get just enough knowledge to know that the only way to reverse a Cyberex's corruption is through a wish spell. And knowing that if I became a powerful wizard, I may be able to cast that someday. And who knows when my family will be discovered and will be hunted down like monsters. I want to make sure that I get my wish before that happens.
While I do understand your detest for Cyberexes, I suggest not overly fixating on one thing. Bring your attention to a much grander scale, and he waves his hand, and the runes across this room light as intricate math patterns in magic just start forming across this entire wall. Different runes and spells intertwining in this space. To reach the level in which you are attempting to, you will have to diversify your spellcasting portfolio before that chance comes. I suggest taking a more general approach, at least for your first year here.
I understand. I guess I got a bit too excited when I got that Strixhaven letter. I do see your point.
Do not be confused. Ambition is always a good thing to have. However, do not let it blind you to what may dwell behind it.
I see.
And he takes one of the hard candies from the bowl and swallows it.
It's crazy. Like he doesn't suck on it or bite it, he just fucking swallows it all.
Yeah. He just, ow.
That's crazy. Well, let's see. So there's this tragic backstory.
Check.
Well, I know I'm supposed to focus on other things, but I'm still stuck on aberration. Abjuration, not aberration. That's a different thing.
Yeah. That's a creature classification.
What do you know of anti-magic?
I have a working theory on all mathemagic equations that come into my purview. While I lack a complete proof of every spell formula, I do know much to the degree of anti-magic and arcane.
I do think that at least for me, anti-magic is something that's incredibly powerful and yet limited, at least in my understanding of its application. And I want to explore that.
He sticks out his hand.
Like a handshake?
No, he just sticks out his hand, palm up.
Okay. Does anything happen?
No,
Oh, okay.
he's kind of awkwardly looking at you now, as some time has passed.
So he was a handout. After like a half second, I realized that he's probably trying to get me to do something, so I follow suit.
The paper for your extracurricular form.
Oh. And I go, don't I have the paper? Okay. I go and I grab the paper and I give it to him.
He takes it and he signs on all the places where the instructor supervisor is supposed to and hands it back. You now have the start of your club. You just need at least 3 more signatures before you can make it official.
Nice. The Scribe Syndicate will rule.
Is that the official name?
I do like Scribe Syndicate.
Very well.
Let's have feedback, sir. I can't tell whether he hates it or he loves it. I will say, I think Azarious would be a lot more curious, but I'm drawing a blank.
Okay.
On things to ask.
So if you want, I can sort of grab this a little bit.
Yeah.
Getting back to your paper, he will mention that essentially the formulas, or he would suggest against the formulas for the gods that you've made in your paper in the future. Gives you full marks on your theory and says it's generally good. If you like to express any interest in the magic, the formulas that he posed at the beginning of the year, you may.
Okay. Yeah, I was actually I was thinking about that. Like the Millennium Prize type problems.
Yes.
Yeah. I think that one, and I did forget the demons escaping spells thing from that book you gave me. I kind of want to follow up on that question as well. But first, I'll start on the problems. Essentially, what I do is I take out the problems that I wrote down, and I sort of like ask for the background to those problems to try and get a better understanding of the scope. So, like, for example, it's not just going to be an equation. It's going to be like, in the context of this, with these assumptions and things like that. Trying to get the full background on those as much as I can before I move on.
Okay. So, through this conversation you have with him, because this is going to be quite extensive, back and forth, going from problem to problem and understanding what each of these would represent. So the first one he has is a completely new theory on the efficiency of basic abjuration. Where if this is solved, essentially all abjuration spells you understand would be more powerful. If you decide to solve this one. So each of these will have like a numerical effect once you solve them as well.
Shit. Holy shit. Okay. I am no longer just passively interested in this is getting very, very spicy.
So that is problem 1.
Okay.
Problem 2 is efficiency in spell circles, where this is a much more general denomination of all spells and how to get them smaller. If you take this and eventually figure this out, all spells will be able to be cast at half the time that they would usually be sent to cast, unless they're a bonus action or one action.
So basically like 1 minute becomes 30 seconds. An hour becomes 30 minutes, things like that.
Yes.
Okay.
And your third one is spell integration with physical objects. If you take this, once a day, you will essentially be able to enchant a weapon or item to hold a spell in it without the need of an artificer.
Oh man, those are all 3 really cool. I mean, you know me, I gotta go for the abjuration boost.
Got it.
Though, yeah, I don't. So those last 2 are a bit more specific. Does the abjuration boost? Does that mean like what exactly does that? Because abjuration is very like. Does it just like how does it make spells better?
So your with the abjuration one, it is essentially your improved abjuration, kind of, where you will essentially get your counter spells and dispel magic proficiency bonuses, but you also get dispel magic and counter spell for free.
Oh, like once a day?
Yeah.
Oh shit! Yeah, okay, that's the one. I'm going for that one. I'm gonna work towards that one.
Okay.
So I would say that in universe, he goes over these 3 problems and then he mulls it over and goes. I mean, abjuration's the way to go. And then he starts kind of basically what happens is he gets like really into it, where once he understands the scope of the problem, he like kind of starts working on it like absentmindedly, like half muttering to himself, and then catches himself and goes, "Oh, I have other, I can work on this later." And then he would then go, so in the book you gave me, there's something about demons escaping spells. And have you found anything else on this outside of this book?
I have had a experience or two with it. Essentially, a premise posited by another wizard is spells themselves are creating loopholes, creating tears in fabric of reality to make something happen. A spark, a healing water appear out of nowhere. And the general idea of which I am purview to is some demon sects have been able to use these to cross boundaries of planes without proper channels.
I see.
There's, of course, also the theory that there are some demons inherently trapped in spells from miscellaneous wizards that then get out, but that's a different use case altogether.
Mm-hmm. And wouldn't that be apparent in these spell equations?
Not necessarily. The spell equations themselves would... only the theory, the idea of creating these phenomena. And it is hard to tell if a demon at any given point would try tapping into that said phenomena. For instance, with spells such as teleport or plane shift, it is a much easier gap to cross from teleportation to summoning than it is to create fire to summoning.
Mm. And then he makes the connection to potentially the find familiar in his book.
Mm-hmm.
It being conjuration. The he's like kind of referencing and looking through his book to see if he can spot, like, well, I guess he was saying, so it's random. There's no way I can prevent it from happening.
If it is the latter, or the former, of course. If it is the latter, where a demon has been since sealed inside of a item or a spell, then it is just simple backtracking, unless, of course, by releasing the demon, it erases parts of the book itself.
He goes in to look into his book to see if he can see any signs of that.
Yeah, absolutely. So with Stein's guidance, essentially over your shoulder, looking over this spell book, go ahead and make an Arcana check with advantage.
Okay. Okay, that is a 16 plus a lot. So let's see here. 17 plus 16.
Oh my god. Holy.
No, sorry, not 17, sorry, 7 plus 16.
Oh, okay. I thought I was like, how did you get plus 17? What the frick?
Sorry, 23.
Yeah, 23.
That star card is crazy, dog.
That was insane. The star card gives you +1, not +10.
But yeah, so 23.
With a 23, you look in your book. What are you hoping to find?
So I never knew what that spell was that I attempted to cast. Both me literally and also Azarious. And so I want to see if, I think the idea is that if the demon was trapped in there, it could have been preventable. But if there was no signs of it at all and the spell was pretty mundane, that he might not be as at fault as he thought he was.
Mm-hmm. Let me ask you this. Have you ever turned back to that page?
Probably not.
Okay.
Oh wait, actually, I will say I think I did consult it for my thesis, so maybe I did.
I thought you were just consulting your book in general.
Oh, never mind then. I think then let's say I haven't, because I don't think it was relevant.
So you take a look back into this previously unexplored page of your book, too frightened, too worried of what knowledge you would gain from it. And you find something that maybe you were hoping against. But the spell itself, with Stein's help, describes it as a similar spell to Sequester, which is a spell for capturing and holding a creature in place. The demon was trapped in the book, and by trying to cast a spell you had little knowledge of, it released him.
It was my fault. Once he realizes that he goes to rip the page out, he begins to, like, he tears are already flowing. He goes and grabs a page. He like almost crumples it, like he's about to rip it out, and he knows that he wants to know what he wants to be able to cast that spell, and so he can't get himself to do it.
As you go to rip it out, Stein would place a hand upon your wrist. All knowledge, while not understood, can be learned from. Take this experience and learn from it. Do not banish it in the annals of your mind.
Thank you, sir. I know you're not I know you're not supposed to be a guidance counselor, so I'm sorry my personal troubles have been interfering with my academics. After taking a second, I think I'm just going to spend the rest of my time working on that abjuration problem, if you don't mind.
Are you sure? I had a special lesson I could impart to you.
Sure.
Very well. And he finally closes his book. And from a small pouch on his waist, he pulls out a small brick-sized glass cube, each side having small intricate dials and buttons. This is a specialty item that a master artificer made with my wife and I's exact specification. And he puts the cube down in front of you and presses a dial. And if you would know, this is, if Azarious would know this, this is a similar item to the Cube of Force. However, it is much more intricate in design. And by pressing this button, a small cube-shaped force appears in the air. Turning a dial makes the cube of the force move. Pressing a lever erases aside, or pressing a button erases aside, and so on and so forth. So, how familiar are you with the basic shield spell?
Well, it's in my book. I've only cast it a few times. I haven't seen much combat enough. I mostly used it to avoid when people would throw things at me on the streets.
And how familiar are you with the basic magic missile spell?
Oh, I've cast that many times before.
So you would be aware of how those spells interact, yes?
Yes, of course. shield makes you harder to hit. Magic missile doesn't miss unless the target has a shield.
Do you know why that is?
I don't know, but Azarious might.
This is one of those basic things in Magic where it's just understood. It's not like there's no reason behind it. You just know that it happens. Like
Okay.
you don't know. You don't have to know how an Xbox works in order for it to turn on.
Yeah. I guess so. I would basically hazard a guess that like, well, I don't know, but that's just always how it seemed to work. Perhaps one was invented before the other.
So, here I am going to place this creature, and from his hand he summons what looks to be a small cockroach, and he adjusts dials on the cube of force to wrap around this cockroach, full cubed, and he hands you a small wand, similar to the wand you found in the dungeon for your test.
Okay.
Go ahead and attempt to cast Magic Missile against this creature.
Okay. Magic missile.
Predictably, the Magic Missile hits the cube, the force cube, and then dissipates. Now, I have set it to automatically cast when a spell is about to hit it, as the cube of force pops down. Try again.
Okay. Magic missile. Pew.
Similar thing happens. However, only a single layer between the missile and the bug appears. So not a full wraparound, but it is enough to block the magic missile. Now, I'm going to do this. And the cockroach is surrounded on all sides, save for behind it, where it is an open face. One more time.
I cast the magic missile, assuming that it'll circle around it and go in through the open corner.
And it does. Now, this is a less theoretical, but more of magic engineering. Why did the magic missile stop whenever there was just a single wall of force between it and the creature? But when all sides but one were already cast up, did it fizzle and bounce off the wall itself?
Magic missile finds. It must find the. I was gonna say the path of least resistance. If that doesn't. Yeah, it must attempt to find the path of least resistance.
Correct. So, given that information, how else might a magic missile be used besides damage?
It could be used to push. You could impart the force onto onto the target.
Not quite. The magic missile would dissipate at the sense of a shield spell. It would not have any force to push. Essentially, it's like plasma. It doesn't do inherent physical force.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
However, in a situation like this, and he resurrects the small cockroach to live again and adjusts many knobs and notions on this small cube. And instead, you see a slightly see-through maze with the cockroach on one end and an opening facing you. Now, what do you think will happen if you cast Magic Missile on the cockroach?
seeming with a spark of understanding, he goes, "It'll solve the maze." Pew! And then he shoots it.
And exactly like you thought, the magic missile flies effortlessly through this maze in the shortest possible route and hits the bug.
Interesting. Wait, I gotta look up magic missile because there's something I want to double check.
Mm-hmm.
I see. You do have to be able to see the target, but if you can see the target and there's an open path, it could point you in the direction you need to go. I never thought of that before.
Precisely. My purview here is theory and deal making. Well, deal making is mostly in part because I am of demonic origin. The theory part is because I don't let things like magic missile being a damage spell for attacking stop me from using it in other situations. So, for instance, if you had the ability to scry on someone, not knowing their exact location at the end of a maze, you could theoretically cast magic missile while scrying, and it would guide you to them, albeit extremely fast.
Like a clairvoyance spell.
Yes.
If you scry with this clairvoyance spell. Interesting.
So, I'm going to give you a project. This is not necessary if you are in need of other classes to work on. But in your leisure time, find spells and find other uses for said spell. Find ways to use it not for its main purpose. Other ways it can be twisted and changed to fit all your needs. It is a way to enhance your own concentration methods. Instead of having all your spells, you have all your spells plus one, because your magic missile can do two things.
I see. Like casting Dragon's Breath on my familiar, allowing my familiar to not only assist in combat, but also attack.
Oh, did you just put on like your teleoperator voice, like, yes?
No, no, the reason why I said it is because I had already thought of this before. That's why I got Dragon's Breath, was to use on my familiar. I just haven't had the opportunity to use it yet.
Fair enough.
Like I've kind of already been using a lot of spells for their not important purpose.
Yes, and this is actually probably one of the reasons why Stein has taken such an interest in you.
That's true.
You are of like minds.
Yeah. Well. There's a part of me that's like, what if I speak infernal to him? If that'd be weird.
Would that be a little racist?
Well,
I guess specious.
Yeah. Well, like
you could. He is literally a double. The odds of him knowing it are very high.
Yeah, this is true. He's also very well learned, so he's probably at least multilingual a little bit. I go, yeah. I think that's an interesting project. That is something I enjoy doing. So I'll probably just do it, and I'll just probably just end up doing it anyways.
Very good.
Let's see. And then whatever time I have left, I'd want to work on that.
Okay.
Abjuration project.
It's probably around this time where the last sands in the hourglass would fall, which would end your tutelage with Stein. Going back and forth, casting magic missiles with miscellaneous objects and.
No, that's fair. That's fair. And I'm assuming he takes the wand back.
Yes.
I would go. So actually, what happened is after the demonstration, I go. So do I get to keep this?
He looks at you and says, if you can find a use case for another spell besides Magic Missile that would be actively useful in some situation, consider it a prize. But if by the end of, let's say, a month, you do not have, then I will take it back.
Yes, sir.
All right. With that, all of a sudden, you disappear from this space at the flick of Stein's wrist. And immediately, you open your eyes, and you are in your dormitory. You see Leah and Geode. So, Geode.
Yes.
When we last left off, the first thing you noticed was the smell of hardseep leaves and water, the strong aroma of mint entering your nostrils as you see your little shell companion, who, as you finally realize you are back in Tanny's shack, it says, "Great Owan," in your head, and it sort of gives your hand a hug.
Aw.
You are sitting down, and across the table is your cup of tea. Tanny takes your hand in hers, almost with a start, with the biggest, brightest smile on her face. "Please sit. Let's talk, Geode. The provost
course.
wanted us to talk."
Okay. What about?
We have the next few hours for a personal guidance session. But rest assured, this is not a punishment or anything like that. It is an extracurricular.
Okay.
I've assured our privacy and made sure it would be only the three of us. The little one missed you.
Aw.
The seashell creature does a small dance around you, noticeably much better in spirits since you last healed it. And it
Aw.
repeats the words Owan as part of its dance.
What a great little guy.
Yeah. You actually notice around you as well. The animals that are normally within this shack are all gone. It is only you three.
All right.
Before we begin, I would like you to know, I have examined the rocks and the crystals you gave me. With a giddy look, she exclaims, "I still haven't quite worked out everything. I have a lot to do, but I think I have some early door theories. I don't want to get your hopes up for anything."
Okay. Interesting.
Yes, I'll just say this. Prepare for a small growth spurt, as you haven't yet hit puberty. She would comment on how your glass elemental is currently cocooned, and her theory is it has something to do with your crystalcraft.
That makes sense. Glass isn't too far off from crystals.
Yes, it's truly fascinating. I have, to be honest, a lot to research and experiments to perform since you arrived in Strixhaven not a week ago.
Man, it's only been a week.
Yeah, it feels much longer, hasn't it?
Yes.
All right, but that's not what we're here to talk about, are we? And she stands up and does a multitude of stretches. It sounds like every single bone in her body pops while doing them. I think our last session will be on reaction and timing. You never know what surprises await you in your upcoming quests next year, dear, and I saw a lot of your dungeon runs. Creatures seem to be drawn to you.
Is that so?
Yes. Here, let's start with this. And she pulls out a small mole from her bag. Do you think you can transform into this?
Yeah. Yeah. I will wild shape into a mole.
Yes. Specifically a star-nosed a mole.
Star-nosed mole.
Yes. All right. So, a lesser-known fact by most people, but star-nosed moles have one of the fastest reaction times in the animal kingdom. Keep that in mind. This will be useful for this lesson. So first get accustomed to your body.
I will take a moment to get used to being a mole.
What does that include?
Uh, just kind of scampering back and forth across the table a bit before turning to Tanny.
All right. Fair enough. Here, I'm just going to stinky you up.
What should I use as the stats of a mole, if that's relevant?
It will not be. There's not going to be
Okay.
any special stats for it. It's just a mole, but this is just part of the next training bit.
All right.
Okay, so this lesson, she starts poking you on your right and left as a mole. She pokes you
And
and pokes you
I
again.
will turn,
Pokes you again. Pokes you.
turn.
And she just starts poking you a lot. And she mentions that it is your job to determine where the poke is coming from before it hits you. Can I go ahead and get you to make a dexterity check?
Dexterity?
Yeah.
Okay.
Using yours.
Yes. Oh, that's a 16 total.
16.
17 on the die.
Nice. While you're in the star-nosed mole's body, you feel it. You're not as fast as you would be if you were a horse, or as agile if you were something like a cheetah. But being in a star-nosed mole's body, it's like you have almost instant reaction time from knowing where something is to it reaching your brain. And she repeats this process over and over again. And you are surprised with yourself at how like coordinated you are with just a few pokes.
All right.
So any questions, dearie?
The mole shakes its head no.
All right. Now that you've gotten used to that sort of reaction, go ahead and transform back.
Okay, I will be myself again.
She starts repeating this process in your true form.
All right,
Poking at
so
you.
I will continue doing what I was doing as a mole, as myself, anticipating where the poke's going to come from, and
It is also at this point, go ahead and make a dexterity check. But it is at this point where you're kind
Dexterity?
of noticing, like, you're kind of being tickled with each poke. And
oh, that is a 7.
7. You have to get used to it at first. These, whether right or left, which way you would have to quickly move, it's just part of your reaction, not just a thought, but a quick decision based on stimuli. And all of a sudden, Tanny moves in a way you weren't expecting and kicks you across the side. Oh, come on, you're not going to let an old lady hit you, are you? She says playfully. All right.
No, I am not.
So we are going to start an initiative.
Okay.
It's not going to be like a full-on battle, but yeah, you'll see.
Yeah, I'll see.
So, all you have to do is dodge my kicks as fast as you can without taking a beat. Understood?
Understood.
As you're in the middle of saying understood, she swipes at your left.
Dodge.
Okay, can I get another saving throw? Dex.
Dexterity. 11.
11, okay. With an 11, you are able to nimbly dodge, but you sort of get off balance. And you think she's going in for another kick, but she instead grabs you by your shoulder and sort of rights you up before continuing. All right. So now it's time to not just dodge, but react to it. You have Druidcraft, yes?
I do.
Very good. It is a useful spell in many situations. I'm going to kick you once again. She says, cracking
Thanks
her
for
back.
the heads up.
And you should use Druidcraft to make a puff of wind to blow my foot away. All right?
All right, yeah.
And she does nothing for a solid, minute. And her eyes are kind of closed. And then all of a sudden, kick comes at you. Can I get you to roll an Arcana check?
Yes. Yes. Oh, that's a 6. My timing's not quite right there.
Yeah. You actually end up...
Or it's not quite...
Yeah.
It's not quite a strong enough puff or something.
How does this go? You tell me.
Geode's timing isn't quite right, but also her puff was not that strong to begin with. So she needs to put a bit more force behind the Druidcraft next kick.
Mm-hmm. And this kick was rather low, so it kind of hits you in the leg and stings quite a bit. Again, come on, you got this. And she goes for another kick.
Much better. 23.
23. Magnanimous success. What does this magnanimous success look like on the back of the awful timing from before?
I think as Tanny goes in for the kick, there's a really strong puff of wind, but also sand and very fine stones. I guess a sand attack sort of thing. So there's maybe some extremely minor damage, and it also pushes the leg back down.
Hell yeah. I'll say as a result of this, Geode, you use this spell, and a power surges through you in order to make this effect like even greater. You glow a quick purple as not only do you push her leg down, you push her back about 5-10 feet. And she falls on her rump. Oh!
Oh, are you alright?
Yep, I'm fine. That was very good. She
I'll help her up.
takes her hand and writes herself. And cracks her back one more time. That was very good. That was excellent, even. Do you know how you just felt then?
I felt great. Energized.
Wonderful. Just keep a note on that feeling. Remember to use that for your spells. Who knows what might happen? Anyway, I would practice this a bit more in your free time if I were you, just to make sure you get the hang of it. Now, we have
Like a person to spar with?
a person to spar with, and a particularly dangerous creature, or something to that effect.
Okay.
How much do you know about animals?
I like to think I know quite a bit about animals, but there's a lot of species around here I'm not familiar with.
So I assume you haven't learned how to take greater aspects of animals into yourself.
I don't know.
All right. Let's do this then. And with a wave of her staff, the sort of area where the table is all of a sudden morphs and becomes sort of this fish tank.
Oh boy.
Man, where is it? There it is. And inside of it, you see a bunch of marine life floating around.
All right.
So, this is a great place to start. Do you know how oxygen works filtering through your body?
I'm gonna roll for that one.
Okay.
I'm going to say that's a nature check.
Makes sense.
That's a dirty 20, so yes, Geode knows how oxygen and breathing works.
Very good. Now, imagine extracting oxygen not from air, but from...
Water.
Yes, from a much more dense area. And that is how you transform into something like a fish. Feel free to get in. There are no creatures in the tank currently that have any danger to you or me.
Do I have... If Geode's standing in the tank, where does the water level go?
It's like kind of right like at here. Like it is deep enough that just by standing in the tank, you'll be up to about your neck, but you're not in a danger of sinking and drowning.
Okay, I can work with that.
Here, I'll even
Okay. I'm in.
All right. Now, pay attention to the carp and watch its gills along its side. Now imagine using that instead of your natural breathing. Let the water fill not your lungs, but something else entirely as you shape into the fish.
Okay. I wild shape into a carp.
How are you doing this? What are you feeling while this is happening?
Could you be more specific?
What is the process that you go through in order to shape into an animal? Like usually.
I think Geode's usual process is to get her body as much into the position of the animal in question as possible. And then like the moss on her body grows, it encompasses her form and sort of transforms her into the next animal in kind of an anamorphy fashion. So to transform into the fish, she's going to take a deep breath, lay down in a tank, and her arms will become the fins of this carp. Her legs will become the tail.
Very well. You attempt to do this as you have with many other animals you're more accustomed to on land, and maybe it's just a reaction of water and bad memories of sinking. But you find it hard to connect, to transform into this watery being. Tanny will then uh, swim up next to you into the tank and says, "You are attempting to transform like any other druid. Use what you can do in order to transform, not what you think others have done before. You are unique, Geode. Don't let others make the path for you. Trust in me. I will guide you."
Thank you. Okay.
And she gently like grabs you by the like under your armpit and slowly dunks you into the tank. Geode,
Yes.
how do you use that same feeling you just did when you cast that extremely good gust of wind with sand and druidcraft? Tanny wants to guide you into doing that same thing with the fish.
Okay. Okay, so I think Geode is going to pick out the most energetic looking fish in this tank and think about what might get a fish energized. wonderful, like, clear waters, plentiful food.
And
What would make a fish happy?
Absolutely. With these flashing images going through your mind, you realize that you're not, the thing that might be holding you back from this is you're not relating. And with this new stroke of brilliance, your mind unclouds itself. And what is the last step? What is the trigger for crystalmancy or crystalcraft, sorry?
The trigger for crystalcraft is there isn't necessarily one trigger for crystalcraft. It varies from application to application. But for this, I think it would be coming to peace with being in water.
Mm-hmm. And as you start sinking, you're not brought back to the time in the last forest fire. You're instead eyes closed, just embracing the coolness of the water. The sounds of outside slowly vanishing. And you open your eyes again. And you are now a fish. You're able to move around as you are. However, you look different. You're not the same shape or color as the other fish. You have almost a stony, rocky, thick skin. So, Sarah, from now on, when you wild shape, you will have the option to keep your AC in your new form. And when you do, instead of looking like a normal creature, your creature will have a rocky exterior, similar to your own look.
So I make that choice with every wild shape?
Yes. So if you want to blend in, you can. You'll just not have your AC. You're essentially choosing whether to use normal druid methods to wild shape or your...
or crystalcraft.
Crystalcraft, yes. And with this, the session soon comes to an end. Tanny lets the cage leave, and you all both get out of the water, and the shack returns back to normal. Oops. She, at the end, says, well, that's a very good job. And
Thank you.
Honestly always surprised by what you can do.
Thank you. Thank you, Tanny.
Yes. Sadly, I think that is our time up. I hope you have a wonderful day, Geode.
I hope you do as well, Tanny. I'll see you next class.
And you blink, and you find yourself back in your dorm room, sopping wet, with one puffy-eyed Azarious and Leah covered in a dirty white dress with exhausted eyes.
What happened to you?
Level up. You got your mobile feat. What other changes is Leah getting?
It So level 4. Let me do a quick check of the Blood Hunter table. Woot woot. I think it's just the feet and hit points.
Huh?
But let's just take a quick peek. Proficiency bonus does not go up. That's next level. Hemocraft die does not go up. That's next level. No more blood curses. Just the ability score improvement and hit points.
All right. What's the new hit point ratio?
She's going to gain 9 plus her Constitution modifier new hit points.
Nice.
So that's solid.
Oh yeah, rolled second to the highest.
Yeah. So that's gonna be 9 plus 3. That's 12 more to her 33. So 45 hit points as the new max.
Hell yeah, Leah is chonky.
I suppose so.
With hit points.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and because of the hybrid transformation, that basically gets doubled to 90 for just basic attack.
Hell yeah.
That's nuts. I love it. It's so it's so messy.
But one day.
Oh, what? As soon as people like aren't doing magic, or start using magic against her, things are going to go downhill. Things are going to get a bit off.
Mm-hmm.
But like, if it's just straight one-on-one sword fighting, at level, we're good.
Yeah. And for anyone wondering at home, Occam C. Derillium is a Horizon Walker Ranger.
Mm-hmm.
Just for, notes and everything.
Good to know. And yeah, no, so Leah didn't use any of the Hemocraft stuff. I know I was considering calling it out there, but it was a bonus action after the effect, and she didn't hit, so it wouldn't have. So he probably wouldn't really clock any of that.
Exactly. Have you ever used your Hemocraft stuff yet?
Technically, the Crimson Rite is, but that's also just very easy to just kind of mistake as, oh, hey, she can do a little bit of elemental damage enchantment.
Okay.
The real main Hemocraft thingamajig that she has access to would be Blood Maledict, and no, she has not used that.
Okay. Noted.
Mm-hmm. Like, on one hand, I kind of want to, but at the same point, like, we haven't really had a situation where she's desperate or like really kind of needs to.
Yeah. I mean, it also kind of makes sense that Leah might not know about that yet. Oh yeah. Feel free to level up in congruent with this tutelage.
Okay.
We'll say part of the hour with him was him teaching you miscellaneous spells, and your self-study was learning them.
Nice. Okay. I'm gonna roll a d6.
Yeah, roll it. Let's see what you get.
6. Let's go.
Hell yeah!
I got 7 hit points.
What do you use for your ability score improvement?
I'm gonna do intelligence, so I have a 22 intelligence.
Okay. Excuse me. Because I'm kind of on the fence with that, because it's DM rule of when you get a magic item that says it can increase your intelligence past 20. It's like, but if you don't increase it past 20, are you allowed to increase it after the fact?
Yeah, the way that it was worded made it seem like that was the new maximum, because it, like, other ones. All right, what was it? Attack of many things. Well, to be fair, I would like,
because you got it right before your level up.
Yeah, I would be a little grumpy.
Okay. Here, I'll tell you what. You can increase your score to 22, but you cannot go past 22 as a median thing. Because the star lets you increase to 24.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's fair. Okay.
I think that's a fair in between.
That's what I figured anyways.
Yeah.
I'm so big. Oh, my brain increased 2 sizes in the span of like in the span of like 6 hours.
It's fair. Not only did you get essentially the capacity to learn more stuff, you then learned a bunch of stuff all at once with Stein.
Yeah, my brain, it's so big.
So big. So your brain is so wrinkly.
My brain is too wrinkly.
So big, wrinkly, and hard. You got a stone brain.
I don't like the fact that you said hard at the end of that.
Sorry, it's a Brooklyn Nine-Nine joke.
Oh, okay. Got it. I'm a level 4 wizard.
Yeah. Yeah, baby. Okay. So with you going with the first one as well, which is the one I was kind of hoping to push you towards, because that's going to be part of your spell mastery. And that's how we're going to sort of get into it. And I think that'd be a fun thing.
That's cool. Okay. Let's see here. So I feel like I have to adjust so many things now.
Sarah, go ahead and level up. And what did you get for your level up?
So, I actually need to put that all on the character sheet now. Oh, so hang on. But the basis of it are, I get a new cantrip. I am taking a magic stone cantrip. It's a ranged attack, so it should help us out.
Yeah. I know magic stone. It's pretty useful. And you always have stones on you, so
Exactly. I gain wild shapes for swim speed. As we've established. In lieu of the ability score improvement, Geode will also be taking the Warcaster feat.
So that's kind of what we're going with for in the reaction timing. I kind of snuck that in.
Gotcha. Okay, gotcha.
It lets you use a reaction to cast a spell and all that.
Yes, gotcha. That makes sense. And then Geode will be able to prepare one more spell, but I'll decide what that is later. And that might get changed.
Are you taking your average or rolling for your HP?
Oh, right. HP. I will be rolling. Let me do that now.
Ooh. Andrew got a 9 for his level up. And I believe freaking Xavier got a 6, which was his max.
So that is a 9 for me.
9! Holy frick, everyone's rolling high rollers today. So you rolled 5 plus 3, was it? Or 4?
5 plus 4, yes.
Yeah. Sweet. All right. Everyone's kind of beefy. It's nice.
It's nice to be beefy.
Yeah. All right. With that, I think that's all I had. Do you have any questions for as tomorrow or anything?
No, I'm ready to dive right in tomorrow.
Hells yeah. Okay. That was fun. That was fun.
Yeah.
So yeah, you from now on, whenever you get some new druid abilities, you might get crystalcraft abilities as well.
Yes.
Depending.
That's cool.